Indeed, we have made great progress in identifying and characterizing genetic disorders during the last several decades, but there are still several thousands more disorders need to be identified. These yet to be identified disorders are much rarer and harder to be discovered. Because of the rarity, it is more difficult to identify them at the clinic setting, and our physicians are not well, if the physicians are not well trained to recognize them at the first sight, they may not have the chance to get studied. So it's critical to have a group of physicians who can actually identify those novel disorder patients in their clinic. So that's what I think the reason that why I'm focusing on my effort in training physicians, that they can identify those potentially the patients with potential novel disorders. We have still have about 5,000 disorders to be studied. And those, many of them are in the pediatric population, and many of them in Chinese pediatric population. So this is a very, I would say it's a field that I encourage many young scientists, physicians to spend time in this field, because you can still do a lot of discoveries. That is a field that we still waiting a lot of new discoveries to be made. And for me, I would focusing on training physicians. This is what I'm doing both in China and in US. In order to, because those diseases that are becoming rare because they are so not uncommon. So international collaboration that to match the patient around the globe became more and more important, because you may encounter one patient, and if you study one patient, you may not get a very conclusive results. You need to assemble or to have a set of patients together, you may get a conclusive results. That's why the international patient matching and data sharing became one of the most effective approach for studying rare diseases. This is also that I want to encourage my colleagues, doctors and scientists, to join the global community and share patient and clinical information and the resources. And I see a lot of great discoveries have been made because of this global collaboration. Mm-hmm. Yes, a very good question. Genetic testing has becoming more available and more affordable. We have great technology achievement made this more wide available, and the cost is has reduced dramatically. So we are helping a lot of families and patients for disease diagnostics and management, as well as disease prevention. Genetic testing can help disease prevention. This is a very, very important strategy for us to help families. But genetic testing is very complex, actually, and it's not easy to do, especially involving the data analysis and the genetic counseling. Without the genetic counseling, it is at least to say it's not appropriate if you're doing genetic testing. And in many cases, it could be confusing, and it can be dangerous for the family because of many uncertainty, and may bring many anxiety to the family. So genetic counseling is a very important part of genetic testing. We cannot just do the test without counseling. So this is another major thing that we think we should spend a lot of effort, especially in China, because we don't have this specialty yet. So I'm devoting my career in training a new generation of genetic counselor in China and try to set up a system that can be most reliably providing the right counseling to people, because everybody actually eventually will have their genomic information sequenced, and we need a lot of people to help understanding the genomic data. So there's a long way to go. This is an important issue, but not easy to do. But this is something that it's more worthwhile doing because they're important, not easy. So as long as you keep doing, someday we will get there. And I want to encourage colleagues to join the effort for this great cause. This is my passion, because as a professional educator, I know the important difference between lecturing and training. We have a lot of lecturing, like listening to experts talk their research and their studies, but to be a real master the techniques and to really understand the field, you need a proper training process. Listening to experts can get you understand what's new and what's going on in this field, but in order to have this thing become your own capability, your own skill, need a training process. Training is different from lecturing. This is the original motivation for me to say I want to spend more time in doing training. This is largely lacking in China, because I'm, as you mentioned, I'm co-director of the training course at Harvard Medical School. So I know how to do training. It is different from lecturing. So because we are lacking this training system, so I wanted to set up an example. At Heying Jiaoyu, we are doing trainee-centered learning and active learning. Because at lecture, you're actually passively listening to people. You're not actively engaged. But in training, we design program to have you being the person that can teach, can operate, to be the person who are actively engaged in the learning process. So I would encourage the early career professionals to form the habit of active learning rather than just listen to other people, and to get hands-on experience, just to get this thing, your personal experience. And also, especially for early career professionals, I always have one suggestions is to try to find a group of people who share the same value as you, who share the same passion as you, especially if you're someone that you can look up to and to be your mentor. And that will help you to reduce the anxiety or reduce the time to look for your own career path. Someone can help you to point out this is where you should be going and this is the best track that you should take. That will save a lot of time for you, and you can see much higher, further vision that can make a big difference. For me, these are all related. They're not independent thing. And what made me willing to spend more time in education as well as in research and clinical practice is because I love all of them. The passion is the most strong motivation for me to spend time to find the importance. After you realize how important these things are, you are tireless. You just want to spend more time doing this. So passion is the motivation, but passion comes from a deeper understanding of the importance of those work. Those works are interrelated, and it can solve a bigger problem in long run. Like if you can train a group of people who have the right skill, have the right passion, have the right values for rare disease families, and they can do a lot of difference in the world. I would spend more time to training a group of people like that, and to basically to have them to do more than what I can do as one person. This is indeed a issue that deep to my heart. We definitely, in one word, we definitely need to be part of the global community. I believe the journal can do a lot to facilitate collaborations institutionally and internationally. Just give one example, because I've been an editor for some international journals, and we would encourage publishing case theory, like not just publishing one case. I see a lot of people will submit an article just with one or two cases that they themselves have, only two, only one. But I would encourage them to reach out to your colleagues, to reach out to your international case matching platform. There might be other cases there. And if you can assemble a good number of cases to be representative of this disease, that's a lot of more value there. So we, as a journal, we can encourage them to do this. If they have one case and then other people also submitted a paper with another case, and I want them to be collaborating to talk to each other and reach out to more people to find more cases, not just to publish a paper. That's not the purpose. Understanding the disease is the purpose. Publishing paper is a way to understand the disease. We want to encourage people to have a better and a deeper understanding of the disease by putting all the cases together to do comparative studies, something like that. If a group of patients in China will have some different phenotype as a group from England, that's a great thing to do. So our journal should probably we can set up a special session for this, like a comparative study of rare disease across different ethnic groups, something like that. It would be a great thing to do.
Thank you. Your suggestion be handy to us. The last one, as an associate editor of our journal, your participation will undoubtedly enrich our publication. As you know, our journal has been indexed by Scopus and the ESCI databases with an anticipated first impact factor in June next year. Do you have any suggestions for the continued development of the journal?
First, I want to congratulate the journal, the editor-in-chief and editorial board members for this great achievement, and many supporting staffs as well. I look forward to this milestone event next year, June. I believe the journal will continue to grow. For me, I think maybe one suggestion, like to cultivate early career professionals, to cultivate them, to help them to grow, could bring great benefit both for journal and for the young scientist. To identify a group of potentially a group of young scientists with a great potential. So in their earlier days, they want to publish, and we want to help them to publish. And then later on, they will have strong bonding with our journal. This can be beneficial for both journal and the scientist. I see great stories for like this, because journal help them, and later they help journal. That's the way to do. And I do see there are many talented young scientists in the field. We should reach out to them.